Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today I'm going to show you how to make queen of puddings. So as I show you how, please sit back, relax with a cup of tea in hand, putting those feet up too, and enjoy this episode. And don't forget to subscribe. This is an English queen of puddings, a dessert baked in one dish consisting of a breadcrumb custard base covered with jam before being finally topped with lashings of cloud-like meringue. Simply put, it is one of the best desserts that many of you have never had the pleasure of tasting. Until today, that is. Step by step, we'll be sharing our recipe with a customary session of tasting in case you're not already convinced. So now, with the introductions made, please allow me to introduce the ingredients to you. For today's Brilliantly British queen of puddings, you will need some full-fat milk, some rose water, some butter, some eggs, some breadcrumbs, some sugar, some fresh lemon zest, and a jam of your choice. Follow the link up there to learn how to make your own jam at home yourselves. And you will need a little sprinkle or two of salt. And that, my friends, is all you will need for today's queen of puddings. But before you get started, before you do anything at all, please switch on your kettle, brew yourself a nice cup of hot tea so that you can sip on that whilst you cook. To begin preparing your queen of puddings, start by liberally greasing your baking vessel, following on thereafter by turning in and evenly spreading out your breadcrumbs. With your baking dish now prepped and with your oven now preheating, after separating your eggs and setting the egg whites aside for just a moment, in a pot over a medium heat, gently warm your milk with some additional butter and a pinch of salt, whilst in tandem combining your egg yolks with sugar, some lemon zest, and rose water. Once just at the point of boiling, remove your milk from your source of heat and gradually temper your egg yolks by incrementally incorporating them with milk, whisking until the very end with all sugar having dissolved. With the custard base made, after having recalled your baking vessel from earlier on, ladle in your mixture, taking extra care not to overly disturb the breadcrumbs in order to keep them evenly distributed before setting your dish in your oven to bake, leaving you with ample time to relax with some Brilliantly British content in hand, helping us out by liking and subscribing. Thank you. Once ready and out of the oven, waste little time spreading jam on top, which you may want to warm a little to facilitate spreading it before setting aside momentarily. To prepare the top of the pudding, aka the meringue, yes, season your sugar with salt and then proceed by whisking your egg whites until it begins to foam, at which point dust in your sugar-salt mixture while mixing constantly. Then, with all of the sugar incorporated with the egg whites beaten to stiff peaks, as I shall now demonstrate, follow on by spreading atop your custard jam base before cleaning your utensils and baking until pale blonde in colour, a sign of a perfect queen of puddings. So now, with a warm queen of puddings made and your interest peaking, I think it's time for tasting, tasting, tasting. Are you ready? Are you steady? 3, 2, 1. The words that immediately come to mind are textured and light. The texture comes from the bread-crumbed custard. The lightness, of course, comes from the lovely, stiffly whipped meringue, which has a very slight, crisp crust to it that once you get through, unveils this lovely cloud-like texture. It's amazing. It's not overly sweet either, which is great to counteract the sweetness that of course comes from the custard and the jam. And the jam is a nice surprise in between, because for those of you who have never had this before, you look at it when freshly baked and it is very simple, modest looking pudding. But then when you cut into it and then when you indulge yourself in this pudding, the jam, as I said, is a lovely welcome surprise. It's amazing. It's elegantly light and aromatic, and lest I forget, the rose water, the lemon zest are very nice aromatic additions that lift this pudding to another level. So with all of that being said, given the simple few ingredients that it takes to put this pudding together, I implore you now, please go out, get the ingredients, make this queen of puddings, because of course it will be worth it. Please, please, please make this pudding, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you all for allowing me to show you how to make queen of puddings. Knowing that you loved this episode, don't forget to click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you don't miss any of our new releases. Tell everyone, and I mean everyone, that you know about the brilliantly British food on this channel, and follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on, and I will see you